Hey, Todd Burrier from toddburrier.com. Do you want to advance more rapidly in your career or in your business? If your answer is yes, this is going to be helpful for you because it'll help you understand the things that are important for you to work on. If you think about what creates opportunities, opportunities are driven by credibility. They're driven by your credibility with others because opportunities, besides the things that you create, right, where you just literally create something that you see, opportunities usually involve other people, whether they are opportunities personally, relationally, or opportunities in business. And those opportunities are always going to be commensurate with how you're perceived. And how you're perceived is based on your reputation, which essentially is your credibility or the trust that others have with you. And this is important to understand because whatever that level of trust is, whatever that level of credibility is, you're going to get opportunities with people or in business or with your employer commensurate to that level. So if they see you here, they'll give you an opportunity here, right? And then however you act in that opportunity and the result you create is either going to enhance the credibility or show that you weren't ready. That's as simple as it gets. That's like credibility and opportunity 101. So what creates your credibility with people is essentially the blend of your competency and the perceived character. And both of these are perceptions, although competencies are much easier to have a perception about because if you're technically skilled at something, someone who knows that thing can look at you and go, okay, you're skilled at that, you're good at that. Character is a little bit different, right? I mean, character, everybody can look good until things aren't good, and then you find out, okay, so that's who you are, right? Or, oh, awesome, you really are that, right? So this is going to be really helpful and brief. There are three core competency areas that are critical, right? So the first is obvious. That is the core competencies that make up the work, the actual skill sets for the work. And if you're working for a company, they train you in that. Of course, they have to train you in that because they want you to be good at the thing they hired you to do. If you have your own business, you figure out what those things are, sometimes faster than others, right? But there are two other sets of core competencies that are more important. They're actually more important. See, I mean, you can teach anyone or you can learn practically anything just by repetition, right? But the other two things have a much bigger impact, and those are the interpersonal competencies and the personal productivity competencies. And why they matter is relatively simple. And it's really, I can't impress upon you enough why you want to get clear on this, is it reflects on character trust. You see, competency trust is something that can be forgiven if you break it, right? So you were assigned a task and you didn't perform it well, and if you gave it your all, then the person who assigned you the task can say, okay, you just weren't ready for that yet. You just haven't gotten to that level yet, right? Especially if you're honest about it, because you got to be honest about it. Otherwise, you've transferred that competency issue into a character issue. You got to say, you're right. I gave it what I could, but obviously I just didn't know what I need. I need a little more work here. I need more training. Help me be better, kind of thing, and own it. The other two are entirely different animals. You see, character trust, we don't forgive character trust very easily, right? If we think someone is dishonest, man, that's a tough road, right? What's the old saying? It's hard to talk your way out of something you behaved your way into, right? I mean, that's the nature of character trust. You see, when you don't have really well-developed interpersonal skills or well-developed productivity skills, then you're going to make a lot of errors in those areas, right? And so you're going to end up in communication, doing something that hurts someone without trying to, right? Or making someone feel like they're not valuable without trying to, right? And these are really, I can spend hours here because I spend a lot of time in these things when I'm teaching companies because these are platform skills that no one is taught. We're not taught this in the educational system. I have an MBA. I wasn't taught any of this stuff I could have electively, but I didn't know to do that. I didn't think to do that. And so we don't get this. We have to purposely go out and find it. But it's incredibly valuable, right? And think about the personal productivity skills. Personal productivity skills like planning and goal setting and prioritization and time utilization, and there's a bunch of other ones. they don't just reflect, right? If you don't know how to do those, they don't reflect as competency issues, right? So if you ask me to do something and I say I'm going to do it, and I have the skill to do it, or you wouldn't ask me, right? Because credibility-wise, the competency part you could see, you could say, okay, Todd's capable of doing this, but I don't deliver it on time. And the reason I don't deliver it on time is I couldn't manage my priorities. I lost control of the time. I didn't plan well. I didn't have the skills in the personal productivity area to do what I said I was going to do. You're not going to go, he's just lacking skills in that area like you could if it was a technical issue that you can see. You're going to say, Todd doesn't do what he says he's going to do. Oh, that. You never want to be in that situation. You never want to be seen as unreliable, right? You never want to be seen as someone who doesn't deliver, but that comes from not having those skills. That's why it's so important to train them. And so if you really want to advance, and I don't care what it is you're doing, but if you want to advance, you have to invest some time and energy and resources in learning interpersonal skills and personal productivity skills, because they are core skills, core competencies for achieving high levels of credibility and success in any career. I hope that was helpful for you. If you need a little coaching or maybe a little training, drop me an email or visit my website at toddberrier.com. Thanks for tuning in.